Welcome and good afternoon to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so pleased that you've joined us here in session A9. As a participant, this is a webinar, so you will be muted and your cameras will be off. So the only way that you can ask questions of our presenters is by using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. So go ahead and type those questions in at any time. Our presenters will be happy to answer those for you. The other piece of this puzzle certainly is if there's anything that you missed in the presentation that you want to go back and review, we are recording these presentations and you can find those online at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Inventive, I know. So at any point, certainly you can go back and see the sessions that we've presented here or any of the other sessions from the other colleges that are presenting today. There are 2 more blocks of sessions after this one. So if you do want to learn about more colleges, go ahead and sign up for those. Now that my portion of the presentation is done, I'd like to hand it over to Misericordia University.
Hello, everyone. I will go ahead and share my screen. Just give me 1 second. Oh. I am not sure if it is sharing. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. All right, so my name is Tina. I am the admissions counselor from Misericordia. I work with students from New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Virginia. I'll kind of just get started. If you do have any questions, definitely put them down in the chat box. So Misericordia was founded in 1924 by the Sisters of Mercy. We are in Dallas, Pennsylvania, a little Catholic school down in Northeast PA, so about 20 to 30 minutes from Scranton. We have approximately 2,500 students, 2,000 of them being undergrad, 500 of them being grad. Our student to faculty ratio is 11 to 1. Our average class size is 19, being with the pandemic right now, it has been a little bit smaller. Our majors are shared amongst the 3 colleges: the College of Business, the College of Arts and Science, the College of Health Science and Education. We have 37 traditional majors, our most popular ones being OT, PT, nursing, speech, government law, national security, as well as the other ones. Those 4 that I did mention, the health science ones, are a entry-level program, and they do have a certain amount of seats in the program. Our first-year students are guaranteed housing for 4 years. They're required for the first 2. We have 23 Division III sports, and 99% of our students do get financial aid. Our incoming class of 2018, these numbers haven't been updated. We're looking at about 412. We usually go up to 425. I would say about 60% women, 40% men. And our students do come from mostly the tri-state area: Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, New Jersey, obviously Pennsylvania. We do have those few outliers as well. Our average student GPA is a 3.42. We have our average SATs and ACTs listed here, but again, for the incoming class of fall 21 or fall 22, as of right now, we are not requiring SATs or ACTs. We are SAT or ACT optional. Our application process is very simple. We have our own application on our website as well as the Common App. Both are free, so whichever one you prefer is the way you do it. The Common App, obviously, if you're applying to a lot of schools that are on the Common App, I would go that route. If you're applying to a few, just a few, our on our website is about a 5-10 minute application. Again, very simple. For the incoming class, as I said, for fall of 21, SATs and ACTs are accepted but optional. And we do super score if you do send them in. Again, when reviewing applications, we are not taking that into consideration. We're mostly looking at the GPA. And then for OT and speech, we do ask for an essay. All other programs do not require an essay or letters of recommendation. Your transcripts do have to come from your guidance office to be considered official. We are on rolling admission. So with that being said, we start reviewing applications as early as August, and we'll go all the way up until that May 1st deadline. We don't have any deadline dates, early decision, early action. We don't have any of that. Acceptances began September 1st, and they go again through the school year. Test scores and GPA can be updated throughout your senior year. For example, if you are accepted early September, October, and your GPA does go up, you can send us your updated transcript so we can possibly update your merit scholarship. That is your GPA, basically. If your GPA goes up, you can update your scholarship up until your midterm grades with us. Some scholarship information. We have 3 internal scholarships, one being the alumni referral. If you know anyone that graduated from Misericordia, please add that to your application. You do not need to know them personally. You can also, if you have to, go on our Instagram page, which is Ms. U Admissions, or you can also go on like the athletic page, just find an alumni name. You don't have to know them again personally, as long as you put their first name, last name, graduation year onto your application as someone who graduated from Misericordia, you'll receive a $500 scholarship for the first 4 years you're here. Then we have the merit scholarship, which is based on your GPA, ranging between $5,000 and $20,000. Basically, higher the GPA, higher the amount. This is the one that can be updated up until your midterm grades of your senior year. And then, as it's not listed on here, but the residential scholarship is as long as you're living on campus, it's a $2,500 scholarship. Once and if you decide to move off after your second year, because you are required to live on campus for the first 2 years. But after that, if you plan on moving off campus, obviously that scholarship goes away. And then obviously external scholarships being the FAFSA and the fastweb.com. Some of our interesting programs is the GPP program, the Guaranteed Placement Program, being you just attend throughout your 8 semesters there, you attend like a webinar, seminar kind of thing. And after completing those 8 seminars or webinars, whatever they're doing at that time, you will be guaranteed a job placement in your field within 6 months of graduation if you do not receive grad school or a full-time job. More information is on our website about the Guaranteed Placement Program.
Thank you so much, Tina. If you want to drop your contact information in the chat for the students, that would be great. Yep. And at this point, I would like to introduce our representative from Duke Kunshan University.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. My name is Emily Garubi, and I am a Global Recruitment Officer here at Duke Kunshan University, which is a joint venture institution that Duke University opened up in China. You do spend most of your time in China. However, you have the opportunity to spend a semester during your junior year at Duke in North Carolina as well. And then when you graduate, you earn degrees from both Duke University in the US and Duke Kunshan University in China. And I also like to mention that all classes are taught in English, so you don't have to know any Chinese prior to enrolling at DKU. However, all international students will study Mandarin for at least 2 years once you arrive. But actually, the majority of our international international students come with never have studying the language before. So truthfully, you do not need to know it prior to coming. I know I only have 6 minutes, so I want to point out that I do have a QR code on each of the slides that leads to our virtual campus tours and information sessions. The info sessions are a little bit longer than 6 minutes, and the campus tours are led by current students. So both of them are just a great way to learn more information, and the campus tours are a great way to connect with a current student as well. So I did mention we are located in China. You may not have heard of Kunshan. It's considered to be a small city by Chinese standards, but it's actually about 2 million people. So still pretty big, and it's right in between Shanghai and Suzhou. Shanghai, of course, is one of the biggest cities in the world, and Suzhou is about the population of New York City. So there's a lot to do in that area, a lot going on. And you can access both of those cities by high-speed rail in about 20 minutes. So our students definitely take advantage of the location to go with their professors on field trips, to pursue internships, and just to experience day trips and nightlife and things like that in Shanghai. So Duke Kunshan, we are a pretty new institution. As I mentioned, we are a joint venture institution that Duke opened up in China, and in doing so, they wanted to kind of reinvent the traditional notion of liberal arts and sciences education through a very experiential and interdisciplinary approach. So our majors are blended disciplines, and I'll briefly show you those in a moment, but they all kind of stem from our 3 academic divisions, which are arts and humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. But no matter what you're majoring in, you'll definitely take classes in all of those areas. We have a 4+1 academic week, which means that classes are only Monday through Thursday. Fridays are actually set aside for co-curricular education, whether it be field trips, whether it be research with a faculty member, some travel opportunities. Our career center actually does career treks into Shanghai and Suzhou on Fridays. So there's a lot of ways to really utilize those days off. Additionally, we have a pretty unique semester schedule too. So this is kind of a hybrid between the Chinese academic calendar and the US higher education academic calendar. So we have, a fall semester that runs August to December, and then a winter break, and we come back from January to May. But each semester is split into 2 7-week sessions. So you're only taking about 3 classes at a time during each session. You also get off for Chinese holidays. So our adventurous students definitely take advantage of those longer breaks to travel around China and around Asia too. We have over 60 student organizations. Our students are really involved in campus and really excited to be part of a newer institution as well. So they've really worked to develop these new student organizations. Our students themselves come from over 50 countries. We have in over 6 continents represented as well. So very diverse group of students, and again, very adventurous and really pioneers and leaving their mark on the institution. As a reminder, all classes are taught in English. We have a very small student body. So, as a new institution, we actually only have freshmen through juniors right now, but we are currently going through the application process for our 4th class, which will be the first time that we have all 4 classes represented. We are currently about 1,000 students, but at full capacity, we'll be around 2,000 students. So even in the next few years as we're growing, we'll still be a small student body. We do have a big emphasis on research and mentorship as well. So we have about a 7-to-1 student faculty ratio, which really allows for that and good relationships with faculty members. And we also have complete academic freedom as well as free and open internet. There's a lot of censorship I'm sure you're aware of in China, but as a joint venture institution, we have special privileges that allow us to have internet access on campus and really talk about what we want in the classroom. So these are our majors. I'm just going to leave these up for just a second because I know we're running close on time, but these are all listed on our website as well. But I do want to point out that the majors, they're the underlined terms there, but each major also has several disciplinary tracks to choose from. So you would choose both a major and a disciplinary track, and you actually don't do this till the end of your sophomore year. So there's plenty of time to take exploratory courses and figure out what you really want to study. We do have an international admitted student event where we bring all of our international admitted students to China in April of their senior year in non-COVID times, of course. So this will give you the opportunity, if you're a junior or below, hopefully if all things normalize a bit next year, if you are admitted, you'll be able to come to campus and actually see campus and sit in on some sample classes and really decide if DKU is the right fit for you. We are on the Common App, and it is a free application. We have 2 application rounds, early decision and regular decision. And all students who apply through the Common App will automatically be considered for merit-based aid. And you just need to submit your CSS profile to be considered for need-based aid as well. And definitely reach out if you have any questions. I appreciate you guys listening to me tonight, so thanks.
Thank you so much, Emily. Our next presenter is from Trinity College, Dublin.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Dilworth, and I am the North American representative for Trinity College, Dublin in Dublin, Ireland. So there are many reasons to choose Ireland as a study destination. That stereotype of the Irish being very friendly and welcoming does actually ring true, and it is an incredibly safe country. It's an island nation of around 4.5 million people. So also relatively small. An English-speaking country, of course, and we do offer a stay-back visa for all international students studying who have graduated from an Irish institution. You're able to stay and work up to a year or 2, depending on your degree that you earned in Ireland, to gain that international work experience after gaining your international education experience. So in terms of studying in Dublin, there's lots of great places in Ireland to study, but Dublin is Ireland's capital city. It's a young and hip and vibrant city as well, with a small town charm. So it's not overwhelming. It's an extremely walkable city. There's lots of public transportation available, and just the cultural amenities that come with living in a European capital city are at our students' fingertips. So Dublin, Trinity College Dublin is located right in the very city center, sorry about that, right in the very city center of Dublin. We've been around for over 400 years, so we were founded in 1592. So it is almost as if the city was sort of built up around the campus. And today you can see several leading tech firms, multinational corporations have all kind of made their European headquarters around, basically surrounding our campuses. And so many students enjoy, internship opportunities. Graduates as well get work opportunities with these companies that are just a 10-minute walk from our campus. So when you step onto Trinity's campus, you really feel that history of academic excellence. That said, we've got gorgeous architecture, beautiful cobblestone plazas. Our library here is one of the top tourist attractions in Ireland, actually. But we're still a very forward-thinking and innovative university at the same time. We're also a research-intensive university. So what that means is that all of our professors are active researchers in their fields, and undergraduate students will complete their own capstone research project their final year of study. Trinity is home to around 18,000 students. And of those students, around 28% are international. So it's a pretty sizable international student population. And we have plenty of support systems in place for our international students as well as all of our students. So our academics are divided into 3 main faculties: arts, humanities, and social sciences, health sciences, and engineering, mathematics, and science. Within those 3 faculties are 24 different schools And then within those schools are hundreds of different majors and minors, joint honors, dual degree, interdisciplinary programs that you can choose to study. One of our unique programs that we offer includes our dual degree program with Columbia University. So what this entails is students study one of these 11 majors listed here. They spend their first 2 years on Trinity's campus in Dublin, and then their third and fourth years are spent in New York City on Columbia's campus. At the end of your 4 years, you receive 2 bachelor's degrees, one from each university. So it is a truly global education and really unique college experience. In terms of applying to Trinity's courses, you apply directly through our website. We're not on Common App or anything like that. And you would apply in October, or starting in October, for that following September. We look at your high school transcripts. If you've been able to take the SAT or ACT, you can certainly submit those, but we have been test optional this past year. We also look at your personal statement. We require a personal statement, and we require 2 letters of recommendation. So if you do decide to attend Trinity, just know that you would be supported as an international student and just as a Trinity student throughout the entire process. So from day one, landing in Dublin Airport, off the plane, to your orientation, to your academic success, and your social and well-being, all the way through to graduation and beyond with our alumni networks in place. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the Q&A and or email me, and I'll put my information in the chat.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And that's a great reminder for our participants. Certainly, if you do have those questions for any of our presenters, go ahead and type those in the Q&A and they will respond to you. Our next presenter is from the University of British Columbia.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Chris Weber. I'm UBC's representative in the US Northeast. I'm actually based in New York, so I'm right next door. I'm your local rep. So what I want to tell you a bit about today is the unique balance that UBC has between academic excellence, ideal locations, and active learning opportunities. And if we start out with academic excellence, that's a tough one to talk about because you tend to want to quantify it and put in numbers, which means rankings. And I know rankings are not everything, and you definitely should not make your decision based entirely on rankings. But if it is your thing, we are a top 40 school in the world. We have departments in the top 20 worldwide. But I'm less interested in these numbers. I'm more interested in 2 other numbers. These are the last statistics I'll give you, I promise. We're the #1 university in the world for taking urgent action to combat climate change. I like that number a lot because it tells you a bit about who we are. It tells you we're obsessed with sustainability and we're doing something about it. And the final number, we are the most international university in North America, with about 18,000 international students from 166 countries. So this multicultural diversity and that sustainability I talked about are just parts of our DNA. You can't get away from them at UBC. So now let's move on then to location. And before I even talk about UBC specifically, let's talk about Canada for a second, because international students love Canada for a number of different reasons. It could be that we're the #1 country in the world for quality of life. You know, we really prioritize mental health and physical health. We're a very inclusive, welcoming country. But we also invest so much in higher education that the quality goes up while the cost comes down. And all students who graduate from a Canadian university get a 3-year work permit. So you can stay in the country, use the connections you've made, and really start your careers before moving back. So now, if we're talking about UBC, there are 2 very different experiences you could have. It's the same university, it's the same degree, but 2 campuses and wildly different experiences. So in Vancouver, that's a city of 2.5 million people. Half of those people were born outside of Canada, so really international city. You have city life, but you also have beaches, mountains, forests, really outdoorsy city. There we have a campus of 45,000 undergrads. That's a big place. Now, once upon a time, I was a student at UBC, and I didn't feel overwhelmed by that number. Instead of me and a sea of people, it was more like me and my communities among all the other communities on campus. So that's that. Now let's fly an hour away or drive 5 hours away to the city of Kelowna and the Okanagan campus. Kelowna is a city of 200,000 people, so it's much smaller. It's a vacation destination, but it's not just laid back because it's also got 600 tech companies. It's this really entrepreneurial community. And there we have a campus of about 9,500 undergrads. So very different experience. So the Okanagan campus, small, smaller than Vancouver and Canada weather. Vancouver, more like Seattle weather. Now, if we talk then about what learning is like at UBC, we're very big fans of active learning, getting your hands dirty, really hands-on experience. And this can take many forms. So we could be talking about research. If you're interested in research at the undergraduate level, we've got tons of it. You don't even have to do research in what you're majoring in. We have hundreds of millions of dollars in funding for research. We have thousands of projects a year. The student on your screen right now, international physics major on our Okanagan campus, he got together with a bunch of other international undergraduate students, and they devised a study and ran it all on their own. And end of the day, the Canadian Space Agency launched their project into space. So they're collecting data on climate change up in the stratosphere. And these are all undergrads. So that could be you. Or if you're not necessarily thinking that academic route, we do have work experience. We're very big fans of that. And what I want to tell you about is co-op. So if you're not familiar, co-op is a way of doing work experience where you alternate a semester of study with a semester of work. So you don't have to do both at the same time. Now, 90% of our co-op students get a job offer within a month of graduating. And that's because they're getting real life experience in all kinds of industries. Could be in tech, in entertainment, government, NGOs, you name it. These jobs are in Canada, in the US, but they're always paid. They're always mentored by someone in the field. They're always relevant to what you're studying. So really great opportunities to get real life experience. But maybe this is very intense and I'm telling you to research and work and you just want to have some fun, and that's allowed too. So we do have the strongest varsity program in Canada. We have the largest intramural sports program in Canada. However, getting active makes sense to you. That's great. We'll support it because an active lifestyle is a big part of a BC lifestyle. And if you're not necessarily athletically inclined, we do have hundreds of student-run clubs, whether these are academic, cultural, social justice oriented, or just fun, like the ski and snowboard club or the mustache club. Whatever your interests, I promise there's people with the same ones out there. And that's how you make, you find your communities and make this large experience feel a little bit smaller. And then finally, if going to Canada isn't international enough, we do have hundreds of study abroad partners in about 50 different countries around the world. So with that in mind, I think we've talked about the academic excellence, the ideal locations, and the active learning opportunities, all with a friendly Canadian price tag. So if you do want to learn more, I'll put my email in there, but you can look for us on all social media or just go to you.ubc.ca. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. And our final presenter tonight is from EHL, Switzerland.
Thank you, Julie. Let me just share my screen here, guys. Alrighty. All right, so thank you everyone for being here. My name is Ralph DePierre. I represent EHL in Switzerland and Singapore. I'm based in Orlando, Florida in the United States, and I cover the East Coast of the Americas. So if you're in Canada, East Coast, or United States, you'll probably be in touch with me if you decide to apply to EHL. There we go. So EHL was founded in 1893. So we have 126 years of experience teaching our students the excellence of hospitality. We also have 3 campuses currently. Our main campus is Lausanne in Switzerland. We have another campus in Singapore and 1 campus in Passau. Our Lausanne campus, as I mentioned, it is our main campus offering the Bachelor in International Hospitality Management, followed by the Singapore campus, which offers the same program, and it will be open by fall this year. Our Passau campus is more of a vocational location. So basically, if you're looking for a professional path or you're being transferred from another university, you will most likely go to the Passau campus. We have a very comprehensive academic portfolio. We offer a bachelor program, graduate degrees, professional development certificates, and of course the undergraduate courses for you that is just starting your research on your universities. We offer the EHL Academy, and I like to talk a little bit more about that. It is a 6-day program offered in Lausanne, Switzerland, and now due to COVID, we're offering an online version as well. So if you want to get to know a little bit more in depth about hospitality, business, you can always sign up for one of those two programs, the online or the physical option. It is a program for kids from 16 to 18 years of age. You're going to be going into field trips in Lausanne, doing a lot of workshops, kind of mimicking what you would be doing on our preparatory year, which is the first year at EHL. Our academic pathway is ideal for the student who's best learning on a dynamic university environment. There's a lot of group activity, so you're going to be working with a lot of people. We are a people's business, so you need to like to deal with other people. We have over 120 nationalities on campus. It's a very diverse campus. You will be in touch with diverse cultures as well. We focus on hospitality management theory and its application, but first and foremost, we are a business school with the focus in hospitality management. And in Lausanne and Singapore, as I mentioned, our both campuses offer the bachelor program. So just a little breakdown on how this works. The preparatory year basically is a year where you're going to be working a lot, getting your hands dirty, hands-on experience, learning everything about hospitality on campus during your first 6 months. After that, you are going to go to your first internship out of 2, completing 1 year professional experience by the end of your program. The first internship is more operational, so you're looking more into hospitality, but the second internship on the second year is very business focused internship. So you will have the opportunity to choose any type of career afterwards that you would like to get into. We have a 4% American student population within our 120 nationalities on campus. So you will have people from the same country as you, as well as Canada. Unfortunately, I don't have the Canadian numbers right here, but it is pretty close to the American population. So we do offer an innovation hub on campus. We already home 19 startups. So if you do have an idea, you have a business idea, we will help you put that on paper and make it happen. And who knows, maybe once you graduate, you will already be in the market with your own company running. So this is something very good, and we will have the resources to offer you. Now, this is a little bit of statistics I always like to share. So 53% of our graduates, they don't really go into the hospitality industry. And why do I say that? Because there's a misconception about hospitality being just hotels and travel and you ending up as a hotel manager, which is not true. You can go into any type of careers from marketing, consulting, management, business, anything that you can imagine, you will be able to do with your hospitality degree. And with over 30,000 alumni spread out in the world, you will have a very, very big network to take advantage of in over 150 countries. So we do offer 2 job fairs on campus every year. You will be in touch with over 160 companies every single year. We have a platform for you to look for those jobs, for the internships, for all the career-related research that you need to do. So that brings us up to a 96% employability. I'm going to go quickly through the application process. We are members of the Common App. If you're applying for other universities, you can do it through the Common App. And if you would like to apply directly to EHL, just go through our website. It's a faster way to apply. We have a 3-step process, as you can see, an online assessment being the second step and selection day being our very last step, and where you're going to be interviewed by one of our alumnus or a staff member. So the requirements are right here. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but although we're not test optional, we are in a case-by-case basis due to the SATs. So we're actually changing our requirements. The language requirements, you can find them on the same QR code. And our deadlines, we have 2 intakes, February and September. Also, please scan here. You will have more details about that. And Last but not least, we are FOSFA approved. So if you do wish to get a loan in the United States, you can always take over to Switzerland. And we also offer some other type of financial aid. So if you want to know more about that, please get in touch with me. I will be happy to share with you some more info. And before you go, I just wanted to share with you a little bit more about our social media. So please scan this if you want to book a meeting with me to get more details. I know this is a very quick presentation, so I can give you more details over a meeting. And if you want to get my contact information, just point your cell phone to this barcode on the left. So thank you very much. I hope to hear from all you soon.
Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that. So if all of my presenters could turn their cameras and their microphones back on, I would love to wrap up our presentation here with just a few questions about this process and how you can help these students as they move forward. So let's go in the same order that we presented. So Tina, if you want to start, if you had a piece of advice that you would give to someone going through this college search process, what would that be?
Definitely if you're applying to one of our health science programs, being our most popular ones, definitely apply early, because as of right now and beginning of January, we did begin a wait list for that. So the occupational therapy, physical therapy, nursing, the sonography program, things like that, definitely apply early and do get those essays and start asking your guidance counselors to send in your transcripts as early as possible. I know things are very virtual right now, but hopefully fingers crossed that when things go back to kind of normal, we can get things moving.
Emily, how about you? What kind of advice could you give these students?
Sure. I know you guys heard from quite a few of us that are international. And so one piece of advice I'd give is just to be open to international schools as well. I know it's easy to write off that it's a more expensive option, but many times it's actually more affordable than schools in the United States. And we do have a lot of financial aid and things like that as well. And I know in our campus, so we're in China, it's a significantly lower cost of living than the US as well. And so all of that plays a part in your overall, college finances. So definitely be open-minded and consider all of your options.
Sarah.
I would say to definitely reach out to your regional representative. So find out who that person is, your admissions rep, get to know them, ask them lots of questions. Don't be shy. That's what we're here for. And you can learn a great deal about the university and the application process, especially through them.
Chris.
Yeah, I think similar to Emily, I'd say, well, you're already here in this session full of international universities, so well done. That's a good first step. But yeah, keep your minds very open and don't really think about, oh, I must study this thing at this school because that's my parents did or something. Just think outside the box, whatever interests you, because you're probably never going to have as much freedom to choose where your life goes as right now.
And Ralph.
Right. So yeah, most of the other reps already kind of mentioned everything that it is to talk about studying in Europe, but I would add to it, just keep an open mind and start thinking globally. Join any global communities on Facebook, on Instagram, just start following the schools on social media, our universities. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of interesting information, not just about EHL, but all of us internationally. And, about the selection process. It will make it easier once you have those type of information.
Since we have a few extra minutes, since we only had 5 presenters, I would love to ask one more question, and we'll go in the same order. Is there a tradition or a fun fact about your school that you want to share? So Tina, take it away.
Oh goodness, they put me on the spot. We were an all-girls school until about 8 years ago. Our football team did start 8 years ago, and that's when we became male and female.
It's always a good way to bring that male enrollment up. Start the football team. Emily.
Yeah, so we're a pretty new institution, as I mentioned. So we just opened in 2013. So we don't have a ton of traditions yet, but I think one thing that kind of highlights the connection with Duke as well is that we do live stream the Duke UNC basketball game all the way in China to kind of keep that school spirit connected with the school back here in the US.
Sarah?
So there's lots of different like superstitions at Trinity because we are such an old institution, but one of them would be if you're walking underneath the bell tower, the campanile in the main front square, and it happens to ring, you will fail your exams. So you never see anyone walking underneath of it. People always walk around.
Yikes, Chris.
Yeah, a major tradition at UBC is Storm the Wall. That's the largest intramural event in North America. So it's this massive relay race that all culminates with climbing a 12-foot wall. It's pretty fantastic. And if you've not done Storm the Wall, you've not graduated UBC. So you should do that.
And Ralph?
All right, so yeah, EHL, I mean, we are in Switzerland. There's a lot of traditions coming out of there, but I think my personal favorite at EHL is the Fête Finale. Fête Finale translates to last party, and that is a party created by the students, promoted by the students through our committees, the student committees, and it is thrown for the graduate students. So it is the biggest party that happens every single year at EHL. It's very fun. There's always a theme, so you're always gonna, have a different type of party every single year. So that's very interesting.
Those all sound great. Now I really want to learn more about your schools. So at this point, we are done with our formal presentation. I just want to remind all of our participants that when you close your window, you will have a quick 4-question survey to answer. Please do take a second and do that for us so that we can continue to provide great programming for students all over the country. There are 2 more blocks of sessions tonight. So if you've got some more time and want to learn about some more schools, go ahead and sign up for those. And then finally, as a reminder, we did record this session and the recording is available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. So on behalf of the New Jersey ACAC, of all of these schools and all the schools that presented tonight, we want to again thank you for joining us. Have a great night and be well.